I'm excited to welcome Marianne Ranells for this short interview. It's been my pleasure to get to know her over the years. She is the iconic leader, administrator in our state, and has done so many wonderful things from school leadership to district leadership at state level, all kinds of stuff. So, Mary, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, and then I have a couple questions for you.
Thank you, Mike. I would say the best part about my 47 years in public education revolved all around kids from day one. So I had the great pleasure and privilege, the best part of my career being a classroom teacher. I will forever cherish
Were you an
those.
elementary teacher or
I
high school? What?
Thank you. I was a secondary school teacher. I taught every grade 7 through 12, English, language arts, Spanish, reading. I had a ball from Shoshone, Idaho to Nampa, Idaho. I had a lot of fun teaching. Uh, I taught for 12 years, and then I was an administrator for 19 years and had an opportunity to be a curriculum director in Title I and special ed and all of those good things. And after 19 years of being an administrator, I wanted to teach again. It was after I had been at the State Department when standards-based education first rolled out and No Child Left Behind rolled out. And after that, I just wanted to go back into the classroom to see if I still had the juice. And I was
And
lucky
did
enough.
you? I'm sure you did.
I did. I don't. Some days I was pretty good. Other days I was humbled to my knees. I was lucky to go to Washington, and I taught on the reservation, and it was just the most incredible experience with those kids. And but I just wanted to see if I could practice what I had been preaching, and that was so much fun. And
Awesome.
then we went to Wallace, Idaho after that. Very small school district, 600 kids. My sweet husband was the superintendent, and I was his elementary principal. I don't know why we were allowed to do that, but it worked out great. And then stepped into the role of superintendent in Lakeland up in northern Idaho, and then became the superintendent in West Ada for 6 years and loved loved every moment of that journey.
What a contrast and experience from some of the smallest schools, most remote school districts in Idaho. And for those that are listening, Idaho is a very large geographic state that has some very remote areas, Wallace, Idaho being one, to the superintendent of the largest school district in Idaho. So you've seen some contrast in your experiences over 47 years.
I became a learner every single day because some things were very similar between small and very large, and some things were extraordinarily different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for that introduction. A wealth of experience and knowledge and wisdom and all those things wrapped up into one. We're connected. We've been connected for a long time, but we're specifically connected through this project called LinkedLeaders and trying to support school leaders around the world, really, with people like you. So I'm curious if you would want to share an example of a time where you've provided mentorship or coaching to someone and share a little bit of the context and how you approached it.
Thank you. I love that question. And when I think about it, I really believe for me, I was always just a teammate. I don't know that I was really when I think of mentorships, it seems like I learned just as much as I shared. And over the years, that certainly was a natural output of my roles as a curriculum director because I wasn't evaluating anyone. I wasn't really supervising anyone. It was more of a let's put our heads together and see what we can do to make sure kids are learning at high levels. And but specifically for mentoring, my most recent experiences, I had the good fortune to go to a sweet school district in California where they have a union for classified staff. And this particular school district wanted to create a mentoring program for employees who were new to the district as classified employees, whether that was custodial, maintenance, grounds, tech, um, paraprofessionals, uh, all across their school district. It was fun to create that program with them. And I think it's still in place. And then once I left West Data, I was so lucky, Mike. I was invited to work with principals in an amazing school district in Hawaii. And the four principals I worked with, our work was remote, but it was so fun to learn how to do that and to be able to connect and to share ideas. And then through Solution Tree, I've just been so lucky to work with school districts all over the place on implementing professional learning communities and mentoring those schools and those mostly uh, the principal is the one who can make or break the implementation of that. So that's been fun the last few years.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it sounds like you have already had a lot of experience with mentoring and supporting school leaders from all over the place, and I would imagine that there's few, if any, challenges or experiences that a school leader could have that you haven't had some sort of experience yourself, right? Or some exposure to. So you have a lot of those experiences to tap into when you're talking one-on-one or in a small group with school leaders, especially that are new in their career or challenged with whatever challenge they might have. But I'm curious, I'm going to try to narrow it down. Have you narrow it down? Like if you to take all your experiences and expertise, I'm sure you're like the Swiss Army knife of school leaders. You could do anything and talk, talk through about any challenge. But if you were working with a school leader today and they posed a question, what type of question or problem would you just be super excited about helping them with? Like think about like the perfect question that just like taps into your deeper passion and or sweet spot for supporting school leaders. What would that be for you?
Boy, that's such a great question because I love to talk about kids and learning. But I would say early literacy. That just has been such a passion for me over the years because as a secondary teacher, if those children came to the middle school without those reading and thinking skills, it was so hard on those kids. And so I just have learned that lesson over and over and over again, how important it is for kids to be where they need to be in their journey as literate young adults.
Yeah. So if a leader came to you and said, our reading scores, on the state test are just not where I want them to be, and we're struggling and help. What can I do? You'd be like rolling up the sleeves, excited, have some great ideas and advice on helping them really be
Yeah,
transformative in that area.
absolutely. Because one of the things we learned in West Ada for sure was the importance of literacy when it came to math and how those children performed and understood conceptually mathematics. And again, it was such a wonderful opportunity to say to content area teachers, you all have an opportunity to contribute to the literacy of children. It's not just a reading teacher or a Title I program. We're really talking about kindergarten through 12th grade, all subject areas.
Yeah. The old takes a village might come in on that discussion. Yeah. Everybody
I
has
think
to.
so, because as I remember talking to a high school staff one time and asking the teachers, what is it you do as a teacher when you're teaching something that's brand new to a student in terms of meaning? Let's say it's something they've never heard about uh, photosynthesis before. It's a brand new concept. What is it you do as a teacher to help them make meaning of a new concept? And when we started talking about what good teachers do, almost um, unknowing to themselves, it's that automaticity that happens for great teachers but for them to say, you know what is it I do when I teach? So it always went back to literacy. Well, there's vocabulary involved, there's sequencing involved. We compare and contrast, we look for generalizations. So all of those kinds of things. Yes, I get very excited.
I was
My
gonna say you're starting to get in the zone right now. Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. I love it. Well, Marianne, thank you so much for this introduction and just for being who you are and your impact on kids and schools. And I'm so excited to be able to connect with you through this project and just also just to be able to call you a friend. So thanks, Marianne.
Thank you. I admire you so much, my friend. You take care.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.